Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. Be sure to subscribe and tap on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. So I know that this video is like really long, but I promise you it's really worth it. So getting right into today's video, we're going to start off by pushing back my cuticles. This is just my normal prep. We're just going to be doing prep. I am doing these nails to last, so I will be including my primer and everything. I'm not going to be doing the pop-off method like in my other videos. So today's set is a really like a complicated set, but at the same time it's not that complicated, but it just looks complicated. I knew I had to do this set like when I started doing nails, which is about last year. So I saw it like the day I decided to. I went on YouTube and I looked for videos, tutorials on how to do it, and then it popped up on how to do my own nails, and then it popped up and I knew I had to do it, but I just never felt confident enough until today. So after pushing back my cuticles, I am going in with my flame bit and just cleaning the cuticle area, removing the dead skin, and then I'm going to be clipping off my nails, reshaping them. After that, I think I went in with a hand file and then a fine grit sanding band to remove the shine on the surface of the nail. So after removing the dust and everything, I will be going in with my nippers and just trimming down my cuticles, and I'm only doing this because it has been like a really long time since I did it and my cuticles have grown out. I don't normally do it mainly because it's scary. It's a really scary experience for me. I always feel like what if I cut myself, and I don't want to bleed, because once you cut yourself, the acetone, the everything, it's just going to really hurt doing the nails afterwards. So I always just avoid doing it. Plus it's not like I have that much cuticle growth, which is why I can like go long periods without trimming them down. So I will be doing that, and it really took me a while because I was really scared not to trim myself, but I think it was worth it. I would say it was worth it because I'll probably go for another month without trimming them down again, so I don't mind. So once I was done trimming them down and removing the dust and also cleansing my nails, I will go in and size out my tips. I am using full cover tips. I find that they're actually quite easy to use in my opinion, so I will be using them consistently. I think I really enjoy using them. So I size them out, making sure that they're not too big, that they overlap too much, and they're also not too small that they leave too much of a gap. After that, I etch the insides of the tips with my e-file and a sanding band, and then I'm going to reshape the cuticle area of the tips because my cuticle area is just not matching the ones that they come with. They are more squared, whereas mine are more on the rounder side. So I do make sure that I shape them so that they fit perfectly. Now I'm going to apply 2 coats of primer, and then I'm going to apply a thin, not so thin, but a thin coat of base coat. Cure that for 60 seconds. That is because I will be gluing them on with my polygel, and I felt like it only made sense to apply the base coat. Well, that was my thought process anyway. So yeah. So once I am done, I don't know why my voice lost that. Anyway, so once I'm done applying the base coat and curing it for 60 seconds, I will be applying the tips. So for this, I basically add a bit of the polygel onto the tip, and then I use acetone. You can use your slip solution or your alcohol, whatever you prefer, and then I actually prefer to like mold it inside the tip before placing it. Then I place it onto my nail. Now I do have some crooked fingers, so I try to make sure that I glue them on as straight as possible. So I'm not going to focus much on this part because this is not the main part of the video. If you really like want to see how I do this in depth, I might actually post maybe a more detailed video sometime, or you could go check out one of my other videos where I actually showed you guys how I glued the tips on all of my fingers. After that, I'm going to be trimming them down because I do want a coffin shape, so I'm just going to be trimming off the number part of the tips, just the tips, to leave them in a coffin shape. And now, since they're more curved on the sides, I will go ahead and shape the sides just to thin them out, so they gave me that nice thin coffin, very sharp coffin. I really like it like that personally, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do that for all the nails. So I'm also going to go ahead and use the same hand file to like file the cuticle area, just to get any of the polygel that may have squeezed out onto the cuticle area, as well as score off the free edge to have that nice straight coffin shape. I do actually flip my hand and look at it from a different point of view, just so that I can see if they're straight or they need a little bit more shaping. So yeah, and I actually do recommend this trick. I got it from one of my favorite YouTubers. So even when you're doing your client's nails, flip them around, you see the opposite side, and you can just see if they're straight or they need more filing. So I think that really helps. It's helped with my shaping. So yeah, and then I'm going to also shape the surface of the nail just to create a bit of scratches onto the. So after removing the dust and everything, I did cleanse the nails with some acetone just to be sure I did to remove the rest of the dust. Now this is the set that I am going to try my best to recreate. This is by Tabitha Scott. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I really do hope that I am. So for this set, I'm going to use my light green gel polish, also that emerald color, as well as some white gel polish, and this green, bright green color, as well as this mintish teal color, I think. I'm also going to need some builder gel. I thought I was going to use my palette, but I didn't. Then I'm also going to go in now with my base coat. I do this, like if you watch my videos, you will know that I do this before any of my art when that I'm going to be doing with gel polish. So I always go in with the base coat first. I think it really helps like smooth out everything. I don't know, it's just a preference. Like it doesn't matter whether the nail is sculpted, whether I'm using full cover tips or anything. So I'm going to apply the base coat and then cure it for 60 seconds and then get into the nail art. So if you're tired of my voice, I'm sorry, like I'm really sorry, because I'm going to be doing a lot of narrating, I guess, in this video. So I'm going to start off by mixing. oh I'm I decided to use a piece of foil because there's so many colors that I have to mix, and I didn't want to use my palette. I didn't want to have the stress of cleaning up and everything, so I just decided to use the foil. Once I'm done, I'll wrap it up and throw it in the bin. So yeah, here I mixed the green gel polish and some white gel polish, as well as I think, yeah, it was the builder gel, the clear builder gel. Now this is so that you build structure and you strengthen the nail, I guess. Yeah, I think this is a very important step, especially when you're doing sculpted nails, or when you're going to be using tips and then you're going to use a different product, whether it's going to be, preferably it has to be build gel. Then now I'm going to mix the dark emerald green color with some top coat to make it a bit more sheer, and then I'm also going to mix a bunch of other colors, like so many different colors, just to get so many different shades of green. Even while I was still doing the set, I ended up mixing other colors as well. It helped to create more of a realistic kind of look to the nail. So yeah, now for this one, I don't know, I think I paused and I forgot to resume recording. I think I mixed some of the, I think it was this teal color, some of the dark emerald green, as well as some top coat, and then as you can see I also added the light green shade. So okay, I have some white gel polish. I'm going to use that as well as my liner brush to draw lines on the nail. Now, I think crystals, like you see, it's more like stones per se. Let me not say crystals, but like stones. You see, they have some sort of cracks on them. Some are more closer to the surface, and some are deeper. And then you see them kind of fading in towards the inside of the crystal. So that is what I'm trying to capture onto the nails. So these lines are basically going to be the main, she called it the main veins, and I think I'm gonna stick to that as well. So they're sort of like the main veins to the design. They're the ones that you have to keep going back to because you want to make them pop, and at the same time you want to create that type of look like they're cracking and it's going very deep, but at the same time it's not. So that's what I'm trying to capture. So I'm going to draw the lines with my white gel polish, random lines onto the nail. And then I am going to use my flat brush and kind of like fan them out and towards different directions. So different nails, different directions as well. So it's kind of like random. I'm trying to create the randomness that you see in stones and crystals. So that is what I am trying to do. So I think this part was probably the easiest. It's the fun part for me. I enjoyed it. I think it kind of looks cute. Part of me felt like stopping here. I don't know. I think I'm also gonna use like this technique someday to kind of do like lightning nails. I'm thinking of it. So yeah, I'm gonna do that for the rest of for all the nails. Then I'm going to cure that and go back and re-emphasize those lines, sorry, and then fan them out again. Okay, so after curing the white gel polish, you're going to see me go in with the light green and that builder gel, but it was a bit too opaque, so I added some acetone to kind of like make it a bit more sheer. And then I'm going to add blotches of the emerald green color with the top coat. That is just going to bring out the color that I want. I'm also going to try to spread it out and not make it too concentrated on one area. Now I am trying to make this as realistic as possible. I was looking at I was looking at what I was trying to recreate. So I had an image in front of me because this is the first time doing the design, and I wanted to try get it as close to what I wanted to be as possible. I wasn't really going from the top of my head, so because it's the first time, maybe after a few tries I can do that, but for now I'm just always going to have an image of what I am trying to capture. So now I also added that mix on top of the emerald green. I also added that mix of the teal color and the top coat as well, so it's a different shade of green bluish kind of thing, kind of color. So that's what I was trying to do. And then I also did go in and mix a different color, like entirely. I just created a new mix. And it's okay because I'm trying to have a spectrum of the color green. That will help me to create that realness in the nails to capture the crystal, because crystals have those different from different angles and everything. You see the different colors in the crystal, and that is what I am trying to also recreate. So I'm going to do this and cure it after. So after carrying that green layer, now I'm going to go back and redefine and re-emphasize my main veins. So I'm going to draw over them, but as I'm drawing, I'm trying to shift the line towards the shift the lines a little towards the behind it, I guess, because in the different nails you see me doing, if they're going to be fanned out towards the right, I'm shifting them towards the left just a little bit, like very minuscule amount, but it does have an effect. So I'm going to do that for all the nails, and then I'm going to fan it out again. Now this is going to emphasize the main veins, show them, like make them pop more. And then I also did add some blotches of white and some just random lines somewhere around on the nail that will give me that that will also help to just give me that pop of white every now and then. It will create the randomness in the nail and the crystal that I'm trying to capture. So I'm going to do that on all the nails, and then I cure it. Like I think I don't know how many times I cured, like for every layer I go back and cure, because I am using gel polish, so I needed to dry and then go in. So after curing the white, I'm going to go in with that emerald color and the top coat, and then apply a layer of that on all the nails. Now I'm also mixing in the teal color as well, especially on my ring finger. Now I'm trying to make the nails different, like the way I distributed the color, the way I spread it out, the way it looks. It's not going to look exactly the same. So I want them to all be unique and have that, this one looks, oh, that one looks a bit more realistic. That one looks, it has a deeper crack than the other. That's what I'm trying to do. They're going to be random, just like you see stones and crystals. So I'm going to be adding different colors here and there, but all in all, I'm just trying to capture the realness of the crystal. Now this is where it started like coming together, the set, and I started gaining confidence. It started looking the way I was hoping it would look. So I was really happy with how it was turning out. So after applying this, I cured it again. Yeah, I could. I think I added that other color that you see there. I mixed the teal color. I also mixed the light green as well as the dark emerald color and some top coat. So now I'm adding some of the I cured. Yeah, I put them in the light, and then now I'm going to go in with my white gel polish. She used just regular white nail polish, but I didn't have, so I used white gel polish. And then I'm just placing it randomly on the nail and then using the acetone to just disperse it. This will help create those main veins, just random veins again on the nail, some different cracks. It will create shadows and just all in all add to the realisticness of the, I don't know if that's a word, of the nails, of the crystal that I'm trying to capture. It'll add to how it actually looks. And that is what I want, because this is a recreation set, so I needed to come out as real as possible. And yeah, after that I cured it, but if you're going to be using regular nail polish, it will just dry on its own. And then now I don't know what I'm mixing here. Oh, I mixed the light green and some top coat, and then I'm doing the very first step that I did. So I'm going to apply a layer of that on the nails, and then I'm going to add the dark emerald green color as well. That color is actually it's not, mine wasn't a very sheer, but if you have a sheer one, it's still okay. So that is one of the reasons why I added some top coat to it. It was a bit too opaque, but not really opaque. It had that sheerness in it. So I'm going to do that for all the nails, and also just try to blend the colors together, like blend them in, distribute them randomly on the nail. I do kind of feel like, I don't know, part of me feels like maybe this was where I should have stopped. I don't know, but I didn't stop. I continued exactly as she was trying as she was doing. I was watching the video and also had like an image of the results. So I was trying to of the final set. So that is what I was trying to recreate. So as you can see, I'm doing that for my middle finger. My middle finger kind of looks the most realistic in my book. So yeah. Now I also added another mix of the dark emerald green with some top coat. I think it's because the other one had run out. I don't know. But yeah, I mixed so many different colors, and this is why I ended up using foil. Because cleaning up, like having to clean up this at the end was just not in my books. So I'm just going to be placing the colors randomly on the nail. Like, yeah. Then remember to cure with every single layer that you do. And yeah. So after curing that layer, I'm going in with the dark emerald color and just putting some of that behind the main veins, and that is just going to create that I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to use some acetone and just wipe it off, some not entirely off but like off. So when you do that, it's going to add that some those shadows behind the nails. It's going to leave it looking dark at the same time. So that is going to make your main veins pop and make them look way deeper into the nail than they really are. And that is what you want, because it's going to give that extra crystal effect. And then now I'm going in with, I'm mixing my white gel polish with the dark emerald color, and then I'm going to use that to just draw those very 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 tiny thin lines, those cracking lines that you see in crystals when they're like really they look like they're cracking in different places and everything. So I wanted to add that into the nails, and I know mine doesn't look as pretty as the way I wanted or had hoped for it to look, but I still will be trying this again. So for the first time, I understand the things that I'm going to be fixing. Maybe I'm going to try and get a very thinner brush for this part, because I feel like my brush wasn't thin enough at the end, so they were not as thin as I had hoped for them to be. But honestly, they were not that bad. I just needed to make them better. So I tried to do them with that. So the reason I mixed with the green and the white is so that they were not too white, like too bright, because on the actual crystal they are not as bright. So that is what I am trying to capture here. And then I'm going to do that and cure, and then you will see me go in with a mix. I think it was a mix of the teal color and some of the dark emerald color and some top coat and everything. So I do know that I want to try this design again, and I will be doing it, I think, with a different color, definitely. I already have some colors in mind, but I'm gonna try keep it a surprise for you guys. So here I'm gonna mix the different greens and that teal color as well, so that I can use it. I think I did at the teal, but I don't know, I'm not sure. But yeah, in this mix, but you can basically see what I'm mixing here. And then I'm going to use my brush, and then I'm going to apply that over the nails. Now that is just basically going to set the crack, those thin lines that I drew, and set them deeper into the nails so they don't look like they're just on top or whatever. They look more realistic. So yeah, I think this is like I really love the design, the whole concept of trying to recreate crystals on nails. So I think I will be doing this a whole lot more often than not. So I really can't wait. Now after I was done with that, I am going back in and just redefining those main veins of mine. So I'm just going to be tracing off with them. Now as you see me skip the nails, I couldn't really remember where I placed them. I couldn't see it clearly. I think I had missed a layer, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm going to go back and redefine them and then fan them out again. So here I think this is what ruined the nails for me. So because okay, on the original video she applied a layer of blooming gel and I don't have blooming gel. I need to get like a good blooming gel, but I really can't seem to find it in my nail supply store, which is why I really don't have at the moment. And then she went over the lines again and they dispersed. I think I shouldn't have done that because with the top coat, because I did with top coat and I think that's what messed it up, but it's okay. I then cured, and then now as you can see I'm going to be encapsulating the design. To start off, I'm just applying a slip layer on the nails, and then I will be going in with a larger bead of the hot gel and just floating it on the nail towards the free edge, and that is just going to encapsulate the design because we will be going in and just reshaping and buffing the nails properly afterwards. So like after curing the hot gel, I am just removing the tacky layer on top, and then I will be going in with a hand file and just reshaping the nails. I'm just going to start off by filing my sides to kind of like redefine my shape, and then I'm also going to file the surface of the nail as well as also score off the free edge. So reason I'm filing the surface of the nail is just to make sure everything is smooth, because in as much as I was encapsulating, not everything is going to be smooth as I want it to be. So I just need to make sure that it is, and that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to shape all the nails again, and then I'm going to go in with a buffer. I did that off camera though, like a hand buffer, and just like buffed the hell out of those nails so that they were really smooth and just very soft. That was going to reduce the cracking and everything, the scratches from the hand file. And then now I'm going to be applying the foil. So for that I'm using my base coat. I normally do this with base coat. I think it helps me move the foil around a bit more and just place it where I need it to be. And then now I'm just going to apply it on the places where I want to put the foil, which is basically the outline of the nails. I don't want to put the foil in the middle or in the center or anything. I actually did this, yeah, it's what she did as well, but I did it because I feel like putting the foil on the nail, like in the center and everything, would just kind of cover up the whole design. And after the struggle of trying to recreate like the energy, the time, I don't want to cover it up, so I'm just adding the foil as accents basically. So some of the nails have more foil, some don't. It's just random, it's just where I felt like I wanted to place it. And then after that I will go in with my top coat. I'm gonna top coat once, and then if I felt like the foil was kind of poking through, I'm gonna buff the nail, and then I'm going to go back in with some top coat again. So I'm gonna top coat and then cure it for 90 seconds, and then I will be going in with my cuticle oil around my nails, and that is basically the end of today's video. I do hope that you guys enjoyed the video, that hopefully you learned something new, and I hope that you liked it. And please don't forget to leave a comment on what you think about the set. Would you wear the set? Like, I'm in love with it, honestly. I really love the set, how it turned out. It's not as perfect as I wanted it to be, but I'm proud. I'm super happy about how it turned out. It does really look cute in my book. So I'm really happy about it. And I will be creating another set, like with different colors, of course, doing the same technique. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Would you wear the set or whatever? And I will be seeing you guys in the next one. I do hope that you have a lovely day or evening. So, bye.